What up, man? Top of the evening, you heard me? Listen, he rock, you know what I'm saying? And it's a good day, you heard me? But I've been, prayed up reading, you know what I'm saying? So and I be thinking sometimes people just forget how big of a God we serve, how amazing of a God we serve, and how awesome he is, you hear me? Sometimes people be sleeping on the characteristic of God. Like, he's still a miracle worker. He's still the one that split that Red Sea open when Pharaoh had his people running behind the Egyptians that he told them let go. So he's still the one that opened the sea up and let them drown in it and open it up and let the other people go through it. You hear me? This still the one that let the fish swallow Jonah and spit Jonah back up. You see where I'm at? This still that same God that stopped the whole wave from the sea, the storm from coming. You heard me? We talking about our God like this. Listen, we talking about God Almighty, the miracle worker. You heard me? The first and the last. You heard me? Like this who got the last say so. This who can make something out of nothing. This who created the rivers in the wilderness. You heard me? Yeah, this is a God I'm talking about. Listen, bro, like he's so awesome to where it's dangerous to have low expectations with him. It's dangerous to be like that. You heard me? Because what you think is impossible, all things are possible with God. So where I'm gonna go at is this, Joe. You heard me? Like I tell you though, it's a process. See, God requires some things before He give you some things. You heard me? It's always requirements. Like, you ever know yet when you want to sign up for a certain job, you got to have requirements. You know what I'm saying? You want to drive a truck, it requires you to have a CDL license. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to be a CNA, you got to have a CNA license. You want to be a nurse, you got to have with the school for this, and it's requirements. You see how far I bless your game. So it's like this here, you heard me? You know what God require if you got, before he gives you anything, like the expectations, like, listen, see, I expect God to do anything. Like I know he'll pop up and do anything in my favor. Let's get that straight. Let me take, because I got to break it down to you like this, like, because he gave me that revelation when I was reading about Isaac and I mean, Abraham and Isaac, you heard me? When he was walking with his son, God told him to go sacrifice his son, and he out there about to sacrifice his son. He really out there about to sacrifice his son because God told him to do that. But Abraham got so much faith in God. You listening? To where he think when he kill his son, God gonna bring him back to life. You heard me? Now you got to really put this in your mind. You heard me? I'm going here for a reason, even though I told you this before. Put in your mind that God had told you go sacrifice your son and you walking with your son. This your son. Your son said, Dad, what a lamb at? You heard me? Abraham said, God gonna provide. Just imagine this walk. Imagine a father about to have to kill his son, but he got so much faith in God. When he do it, God gonna bring him back to life. So when he on the altar with him, you heard me? The ram comes to him and the angel come out and says, Abraham. The ram in the bush. You heard me? He walked in by faith, really about to do this. So before he about to do it, the angel comes, Abraham, ram in the bush. So God gave me a revelation right there. He said, if you walk and you talk like you got faith in me, I'll pop up and do anything in your favor. You heard me? That's the revelation he gave me. He let me know, like, man, listen, he comes out of nowhere. He like a thief in the night. This is one of his characteristics. He been the same God like that, always popping up like pow. You know what I'm saying? He always he like that. You heard me? That's why on that movie Forrest Gump, people ain't catch that because it's real like that. When Forrest Gump say life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you gonna get. It's like that. And I can tell you this, you heard me? And I'm gonna tell you about the favor of God. You heard me? Like when you got the favor of God on your life, you got favor with God, you got favor with man. You heard me? God in control of people's hearts and minds and their eyes and things of that nature. You heard me? God knew every hair on your head. He knew every cell in your body. He know, listen, this is just my personal opinion. You heard me? That's why God said he's a rewarder for those that diligently seek him. I read and pray out here. But I used to really read and pray when I was in that camp. I used to go, they had church call every day. I went to every church call. I used to read my Bible 2 and 3 hours a day. I'm getting at this because for a reason. This ain't just happened overnight. You see where I'm at? This hard work and dedication, you heard me? And I really got to learn God, you heard me? I got close to him. I knew what's up with him, you heard me? Like, I really got a relationship with him. This wasn't no overnight thing, you heard me? And then going through stuff, you heard me? Going through stuff, God had to reveal himself to me through trouble. You heard me? I wasn't excluded from trials and tribulations. I wasn't excluded from pain. I wasn't excluded from that. But the pain come in your life to teach you a lesson. After you learn your lesson, you get your blessing. You heard me? Everybody got to go through something to get something. You heard me? Nobody want to go through it. They just want, you heard me? They don't want to go through nothing. They just want, everybody wants a quick fix. You heard me? Everybody like, boom, want a microwave blessing because how the internet set up and stuff, and everybody just showing their accomplishment on Facebook, and they ain't never showing that time they went all that time suffering. Some of them be faking like they happy. It look good. You heard me? A lot of stuff look good. Is you really happy though? Is you at peace? You heard me? Because the way you treat people, that's how you gonna reach your level of happiness. A lot of them not happy. That's why they turned into witches. You heard me? A lot of them not happy. They know they not happy because it's the way they treat people. They forgot that. They done became so accustomed to keeping people down, handling them, torturing other people in their house, trying to put somebody like they beneath them and under them, want somebody to praise them, and you know what I'm saying? And I keep telling you, I can go back to this, you heard me? Every human being desires a level of importance. That's why people go all out their way to try to be important. You know what I'm saying? They won't be like they did something, you heard me? Like, especially like the ones that then got something the wrong way, like, so they won't act like they doing the good thing with the money or something, you heard me? But that's another level, you heard me? So, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. God is still in the miracle business. That's still the same God that sent that angel out that sky and told Abraham that ram in the bush. You heard me? It's dangerous to have low expectations with God. See me? I know God in control of everything, you heard me? He say the earth is the Lord's and all those that dwell in it. You heard me? Listen, he say the king heart in the hands of the Lord like the rivers of the water. He took it whichever way he wished. He said, man, look at the outer side of the pyramid. God look at the heart. You see where I'm at? And God move off of faith. You gotta have that. You gotta know God real. He exists. He hear everything. He know everything. You gotta have a level of respect for God to where you know He right there watching everything you doing. Every time you talking, every time you know what I'm saying? Everything. He watching you. You plotting all that. He watching you. 24/7, you being monitored by God. And when you got a level of respect for God, and He know this, He done gave you opportunities to do. You done had opportunities to do all type of stuff. You heard me? And He know this. Guess what? You got a level of respect for God. You're like, what? Guess what? Your intuition sharper now. Listen, he can trust you. You heard me? Yeah, He can trust you. He can trust you with discernment. He can trust you with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. He can trust you with things to where, like, why this here? He know you gonna motivate. You ain't gonna manipulate. You only work the amount that you can be trusted. You listening? Trustworthy. Let's get that straight again. Trustworthy. So what you gonna do when ain't nobody looking? You heard me? When you got a chance to go with that move, you gonna be honest or dishonest? You gonna walk with integrity? Huh? What you gonna do? Because I'm gonna tell you something. You only worth the amount you could be trusted, you heard me? And God not gonna bless you if He can't trust you. But what I'm getting at is this. It's dangerous to have low expectations with God. You heard me? I got a faith like I'm telling you, that's why I be listening to certain people. Joel Osteen, T.D. Jakes. You heard me? No matter, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just be thinking like it's like this, you heard me? If you got faith in God, you heard me? If you really, 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 really got faith, you heard me? You don't mind taking it one day at a time. You heard me? But you know this here, you got to put in some work with God, you heard me? Yeah, you got to put in some work with God, you heard me? God won't, that's why He say love God with all our heart, all our mind, and all our soul, you heard me? God letting you know people going to let you down 24/7. It's always, they gonna always let you down. People gonna hurt you. That's why Bob Marley said in the book, he said everybody you run across in life gonna hurt you. You just gotta find out who worth dealing with that pain, you heard me? See with me, I'm so big on respect, you heard me, to where it's a disrespectful time, not to where like, this cool. You heard me? So before I let you come around me, use me up, disrespect me, you go play with somebody in them streets, you heard me? You gotta go get somebody who don't know who they is, you heard me? And I'm humble with it, you hear me? But it's just like a new time. And they passing the advice on, and everybody they passing the advice to, they tricking them all out these spots. Cause once you think you could come put your lick down before you you think you could put your foot down before you put your lick down. And it's all about respecting me. I'm a respect you out the gate, cause this is how I get down. The minute you think you can disrespect me, I leave the table. See, once respect leave the table, I'ma distance myself. That's just how I get down, but where I'm getting at is this, you heard me? Start having a higher level of expectation for God, you heard me? Get your imagination. You got to be able to see this in the vision. If you can see it, you heard me, guess what? God gonna make it happen, you heard me? All you got to do is have faith, you heard me? All I seen blessing come one way. I only seen he got to use somebody to bless you, you heard me? And I'm going to leave you with this, and I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going to go to Proverbs in this 24th chapter, verse 14. So shall the knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. When thou hast found it, then there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. I'll drop it on you again. So shall thy knowledge of wisdom be unto thy soul. When thou hast found it, there shall be a reward, and thy expectation shall not be cut off. He got to give you some wisdom first. You heard me? Once he give you that wisdom, he got a funny way of giving it to you. You got to get your heart broke to use your mind. You heard me? You got to go through the fire. You got to go through it, you heard me? This to show not just God, you heard? Because he already know you cut, but he about to show them why he bless you. Yeah, he let you go through all that for a reason, you heard me? In front of him. Broke it down in front of him, he gonna build you up in front of him, you heard me? Trust me on this here. God said those who put their trust in him, he'll never let them be put to shame. You heard me? He said he gonna put the wicked to shame. This is what God said in his word, so I don't care how it's looking, stand on the promises of God. But before God give you what you expecting, he gotta give you some wisdom. Because he know your heart, you heard me? Yeah, he know you heard me? Like, so he gotta let he about to give you some wisdom. He got to, you heard me? He got to give you some wisdom, and God give you wisdom all kind of ways. You just got to catch it, you heard me? So I said that to say this here. Don't have no low expectations with God. You heard me? We serve an awesome, mighty, big old God, you heard me? I'm talking about could put you from the back to the front. You heard me? Yeah, it could take you, make you a nobody, turn you into in front of somebody, in front of everybody. You want me to tell you how awesome God is? Why this here? Listen, this is the secret. People be like, how he be? Know what the secret is? Respecting God. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, bro. I promise to God. When you got a level of respect for God, I can't make this up. He gonna make them respect you. I promise to Jesus on that, you heard me? Man, he gonna make them people respect you. Yeah, they gonna respect you, boy. God, see when God step in, bro, you gonna know it. You gonna be like, damn, I thought you was looking like I was nothing when I seen you. Now they be like, I'm telling you, man, God gonna make the people respect you, man. They know you got the Spirit of the Lord on you. You heard me? When God send them angels down here and touch them people's hearts and work through them, bro, they gonna respect your mind. All you need is God. And respect him. Dig in that word, get to know him. That's like a treasure. You gotta dig in the words, you heard me? Amen? So don't have no little expectation with God. I've been thanking him in advance, me. God ain't gonna make me look stupid. I've been thanking him, you heard me? Yeah, thank you for my new house. Thank you for my new car. Thank you for my new job opportunity. You heard me? Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for sending that protection out of nowhere. You heard me? Thank you for knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Thank you for keeping me with a healthy mind in a sick generation. Because they out their mind. They out their mind, you heard me? I'm prayed up. I'm praying for him. It's just crazy, bro. You heard me? But get you a level of expectation for God to let you know God, listen, God don't run out of cars, clothes, money, wives, tennis shoes, houses, jobs, vacation. He don't run out of nothing. But you got to run to him. You heard me? When you put him first, he going to put you first. And I'm going to leave you with this verse here. You heard me? Because you know, like I said, you got to get that wisdom. You heard me? And then he going to give you what you was expecting. But I'm going to leave you with this. Draw near to God so he can draw near to you. Meaning get real with God so God can get real with you. Amen? Have a blessed day. Stay focused, bro. I love all y'all. One.